want to make start a fire with the tinderbox and then light an arrow and shoot it.
Okay, lighting a torch with flint and steel is a full round action. Okay, so right off the bat, lighting something up, it's going to be a full round action. Okay, sure. Okay.
But then I can dip arrows into the fire and shoot them.
At that point in time, you would be able to dip an arrow into the fire. You still have some problematic things of like who's going to be holding the torch or what's going to be happening with the torch. I can hold the torch. Okay, so if you had someone else helping, then you could dip something into the oil. That's a move, okay, and then fire, and that's a standard. You would not be able to move during the round that you're doing.
Okay. Which means to stand. Like, when you order
can he hold the torch and do something else meanwhile?
He would be, okay, yes, it would only take one of his actions, which would be holding the torch for him. Okay, that's the answer, yes.
Sure, we'll work together. You can bring a little torch holder with you.
Excellent.
You'll have a little ring.
What about burning holy
with a big ring at the bottom for stabilizing.
Burning holy water?
Sounds beautiful, but I can't carry it.
You descend into the mines of gold.
Finally.
The main entrance of the mines is rough-hewn and not very well. It wasn't made for any type of cosmetics. Okay, it was just hacked out of the ground. Go ahead.
When it's not rough-hewn, let us know.
I will. Sure. Okay. So, in fact, I'll be certain to do that. So when you go down, there's actually, you see a whole bunch of machinery up at the top. Right? There's a winch, there's a pulley, there are horses which are attached to some type of circular winch which raises up these very large buckets, very heavy buckets, very small buckets, but very heavy buckets, filled with the gold ore, right? Which then gets put on these different types of tracks and moved over to the smelting.
So they have tracks.
They have tracks up here, yes. So as you descend downward into into the depths, into the mine, and you descend downward into the mines. Right?
Are we on a bucket going down?
Are you on a bucket going down? No, you're not on a bucket going down. The initial entrance of the mine is actually slopey enough that you can just like walk down, into the mines, right? The only reason why they're using the winch and all this for each other stuff is because the gold is so dang heavy that you can't have people like going back and forth trying to pick these things up. You need some type of extra oomph to get the thing up the slope. Okay. So there's a little bit of a brouhaha at the beginning trying to get your wheelbarrow down, into the entire thing, but you're eventually able to navigate it down there. Ow! Ooh, accidentally pulled it. Ow! Ooh, wow! Okay, you're get it down there. Exactly.
So it's got 3 javelins mounted on the front.
That's fine, perfect. Excellent. 3.
I'm staying right near.
Do we want to name this chariot? This chariot of destruction? What? Yeah.
Any ideas?
Cleric Bearer.
What?
Cleric Bearer.
Cleric Bearer?
Cleric Bearer.
Cleric Bearer. Of course.
How incredibly thematically appropriate. Apollo's servant would ride the chariot.
A chariot. There you go.
If only we could light it on fire, it would be even better.
If only we had something to light this on fire.
Now the sword time.
Yeah.
I dig the symbology. So I, in fact, do have a torch. If I could take your torch or one of your...
Why don't we not light the torches as long as we have Mina lighting the way and save the torches for later? We only have 3.
Okay.
So
Right.
let's use our regular light.
Keep a light on Barnaby at all times.
Not if we want to sneak around, I'll wait until it's necessary.
I think I wouldn't be sneaking around with undead about.
In the dark? Let's not sneak.
Remember those cats? I think those.
I don't see in the dark, my friend. So please, let's have some light.
Trained to become a warlock.
Okay. So you go down into the mine. So the first thing that hits you, physically hits you, roll initiative. The first thing that hits you is how cool it is down here. Right after days of being in the jungle and the sweltering heat.
Got a little AC.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's actually getting to the point where it's nice and cool. Okay, right? And you're being led, by the way, by MacDougal. Okay. And so it's like, and he sees all of you breathe a sigh of relief. Yes. People think that it's difficult working down here and all grinding, but I'll take the grind to the heat any day. It's much better down here, much nicer down here. So they actually have a bunch of torches, which are already lit down there, giving off its little smoky fumes, casting shadows back and forth across the mine. And as advertised, it's actually quite quite narrow down here, right? So you go along this sort of winding path, right? Which seems to make no sense. Why they
How many people can walk abreast in these tunnels?
Just one.
Just one.
Just one. All right. Which, by the way, this is the excellent time to ask, what is the single march order?
Let's put Troy with the wheelbarrow up in front.
Yeah, sacrificial NPC. Good morning. Okay. Very good. Sure.
Someone has to hold that bucket.
I could ride the bucket. That would kind of technically make me first, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if you want to, sure.
I'd love to.
Maybe that's not such a good idea.
Well,
The very vulnerable,
Right.
yeah.
Maybe they'll just seem small and innocuous.
Was that?
Right.
but again,
Okay,
it's
so then
undead.
who's after Troya?
I want to stick next to Barnaby. So I was hoping to go in the back so that I could see something low light vision sneaking up on us. Actually, dark vision sneaking up on us.
Okay, sure.
If that's okay with the rest of you people?
Sure.
I'll be happy to
So
follow.
then you want to be in the back with Barnaby in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
That way he can't escape your vision.
I guess
I'll be in the middle.
I'm gonna
You can't just keep hearing.
I'm gonna stay in the back in front of Barnaby as well, so I
Great.
can
Okay,
hear
good.
stuff.
Okay, so Casimo, very good, excellent. So we've got the front and the back, who's in the middle?
I'll be next to Casino.
Okay, very good. Firefly, Casimo.
Okay.
Just you and me. What do you want to do?
Nina as well.
Jeremy.
If you,
You get fighter, you fighter.
okay, sounds
We'll
good.
just go,
Okay,
you know.
so I'll go behind Troy.
Okay. Thjodrann.
I'm ready to use my, okay, here's the
Nina
name.
is the
Here's the name.
centerpiece of the party.
Here's the name for this chariot. We shall call it the Bucket of Death.
Excellent.
Good.
I like it. That's
Oh,
very-
no, I don't think we should call it the bucket of death. I think we should call it the bucket o' death.
Bucket of
O'
Death.
death.
Bucket
Yes.
of death.
Bucket o'
I'll
death.
go behind that. I want to use its power. I'm going to snipe from behind.
Oh, excellent.
So
Bucket
the
of
three
death.
of us are like up there, laughing at
I'm
the storm.
fumbling with my oil.
He's juggling the oil things and cracking me up.
So you go down through the through the different passageways. Getting a try. Who has no architecture? Hypothetically speaking.
Well,
Architecture?
how about
Well, there you go. How about the people who have no architecture? Hypothetically speaking, make a check.
Are we helping each other? Or are we making independent rolls?
Sounds like independent.
Yeah, it's
Independent rolls.
Say your bonuses.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second.
21.
21 or 15. 15. Okay, perfect. Okay. Oh. Okay. By the way, just we have a Nazi house rule, and the Nazi house rule is that you say the bonus on any roll that you make. Okay. So, for example, you have a no architecture of 3.
Yes, I mean, +3.
Yeah. So you would say no architecture +3 or 3, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and then make the roll, and then announce what the final total is afterwards.
So my math can be checked.
Great, exactly. Well, okay, so your math can be checked. That's one reason. There are actually lots of compelling reasons with which you do this.
Okay.
But in any event, key point is it's the Nazi house rule, so that's what it is. Okay.
And if you don't do it,
Then you miss. Doesn't matter what you roll, you miss. However,
Happened earlier there.
exactly. However, just you guys are getting a grace period because you're not familiar with this rule yet. So that's why. So if you want to, you can make rolls freely and frolic. And I would hardly recommend training yourself to do it now because next session you are not going to be grandfather.
Got it.
Okay. So the winter music. Wow! Oh my God! Good God! This is serious knowledge architecture going on here. Right. So the entire party is wondering why this tunnel is meandering back and forth as you're moving deeper down into it.
Because there's rocks and I have to go around rocks.
Excellent idea. No, that's not it. So the three of you realize the reason why is because they're following veins of gold. Okay, so this just happens to be where the veins
So let me know
exactly
that.
going. I'm sorry, what? Okay, so this just happens to be where the veins of gold were lying, and then they're just digging straight through it. And then really the only reason why they enlarge the tunnel at all is so that they can get further into the vein, to dig more than you're okay? And as you're going down, it's the mine is very linear and strikes off just in a few directions where you can tell they found another vein and they're just following off another vein, right? And MacDougal knows his way around here intimately, so he immediately knows exactly which way to go, which way to turn. There are actually very few turns. It's just like you go this way, you go that way.
So, do we feel fairly comfortable? Will we be able to find our way back?
Yes, very much so. Right. And moreover, it turns out there are lots of miners around here. Okay, so as you're passing through this area of the mines, okay, right? I mean, you can see other miners. You can just call out to them and ask them which way to get out. You know, so this part of the mine is perfectly safe. Very soon, you know, all too soon, you come upon a part of the mine which doesn't seem so safe. Right? There are subtle indicators about it. One, there are no miners around here. The clink, clink, clink of the constant picking of the mines seems to die away. I like that word, die away. Like, you know, it seems to die away, right? And then furthermore, there is 4 guards, all heavily armored, all highly alert, okay, posted next to an exceptionally large rock. And you can see that there have been all types of, you know, things braced against it, and, you know, large, you know, doors and various other types of things, you know, put here, okay, as a barricade, right? So MacDougal says, well, this is as far as I'm going with you. Good luck to you all. I hope that you figure out what's been happening in our town, because I don't think we're going to last for much longer if this keeps up.
Wait, how are we moving that large rock?
These guards will be helping.
And are they going to move it back after we're in there?
Yes.
That's what I figured. Do we have like a secret tapping code?
You could talk to the guards.
Let's talk to the guards.
Yeah.
Underneath the big rock now, shave it.
I'm just worried they'll hear on the other side.
And the guards are like, oh no, have no fears of that. You can hear screaming quite well from the other side of the rock.
And you would know this
Because I was here the first day.
I'm worried about
really?
us
Yeah.
running away and the rock being there.
Yeah.
Right, I'm worried that if we're screaming, you're not going to.
How long are we going to be in here? Let's tell them to open it and check for us in a couple days.
Couple days. Wow.
No. I think.
We're going to try to come back tonight. If we're not back tonight, there's a problem.
Yeah, I think yeah. Troy is like, I don't know about a couple of days.
I'll tell you.
As much as I like being underground.
Go with Mr. Guards.
Yeah.
So if we yell from the other side of the rock and say, hey,
This is
let
just
us
not
out.
natural.
Yeah.
Are you going to
We are...
Yeah.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure that, you know, you don't hear some
Gonna
kind of
get
weird noises regularly
punched right
that
against this
sounds
rock
like people and you
back,
don't open it.
Right, by
No, we do hear weird noises regularly from the other side.
And they won't open
It sounds
it.
like oh no.
I
Right.
miss the
Because,
battlefields.
because at this point in time, there should be nothing that we know of that's alive on the other side of these rocks.
Okay, but you'll open it for us.
Yes,
So
exactly.
what types of noises do you hear?
We hear some type of scritching sounds every so often, something moving around. It's very unnerving, actually. Yeah.
So what have you witnessed when you were here when the attack occurred?
It was all very difficult. We know that there was some
Did
type
anybody get a glimpse of what the creatures were?
Oh, they were undead, definitely.
Undead what? Humanoids?
We were fighting skeletons for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and
Humanoid skeletons.
humanoid skeletons, correct? Yes.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And so he and the other 3 guys, you know, in a practice maneuver, you can tell that they've been doing this a few times. There's control block. Roll the rock over to one side, and it makes a resounding thud. Then they go up to the door that it was bracing the entire time, and then, you know, take off these large, you know, what do you call it, braces.
It's like Death's March.
Yeah, that's exactly it, totally. Dun, 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 dun. Enter the cone of silence. What? And then, we gotta get that over. Opens up the door. The air is dead silent behind it. What do you see?
Well, we'll see you later.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, ciao, bello. Okay.
Kim, eat drinks and speakers next time.
For what?
I have all these sound effects.
Ah, excellent. Very good. We can play them on the laptop. Okay. What are we doing as far as light is concerned?
I think we're using the...
Yeah, it's time. It's your time.
Cast
now.
some light.
Cast some
Oh
light.
yeah, I'm catching light.
Okay. So are you yourself being lit up? Are you casting light on other people regularly?
I'm
What are you doing?
passing light into the room that we're looking into.
Okay, very good. I'm not asking that specifically right now. I'm asking in general, what are you going to be doing with your light?
Not casting light on myself. I'll cast light on Alexander and Martin.
Okay, great.
And can you cast it on the card as well?
Yeah, on the card would be great, actually.
Okay,
because
and on the card.
that's what's
Okay,
on
That's
the
gonna be
right.
the front.
You can cast light on frickin' everything you want. I mean, I
I'm
just
gonna
wanna
stay
know
outside of
what's
light because.
Do you have an out-of-game thing? Do you just
Yeah.
have like unlimited lights, or is it
Yeah.
something from the gem that you The read?
From the crystal.
Oh, that's excellent.
Actually, convenient, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, if you don't mind, Nina, can you cast that on my armor?
What?
You're not gonna be hiding?
No, not at the moment.
If
So are
you
you going to,
want,
are you going to do that? Okay. So I'm going to assume from now
It's
on
most excellent.
that that as a standard thing, you're going to be casting light on the bucket of death,
Yeah.
on Morin's armor, and on Barnaby. Yes? Okay, very good. Okay. So now, then when you want to declare that you're casting light, for example, I cast light into the power or something. Then
I
that's
don't need land under.
okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
If he wants to, it's fine, but I don't need it.
And you want to be the standard to have light on you? Sure.
It's actually a wise idea.
That's not fun.
He can't see down here, and if he's running for his life, he will need the light.
I think that's a good way to start off the attitude for going into this dungeon. When he's running for his life. That will have been a wise move.
I'm also gonna cast light into the room that we're looking into.
Okay, perfect, excellent. You
You
look down past the door, you cast light into it, and it's yet another one of the windy, twisty tunnels. And it seems to be following a now non-existent vein of gold.
I see. Also quite
So
narrow.
this is
What?
actually quite.
So also quite narrow still.
Also quite narrow still, correct? You still would be in a single.
The bucket leads the way.
Okay, okay. So you continue down the passageway. It goes for 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. Are you going to keep casting light in front of you? Okay. So you keep casting light in front of you. So it goes for 60 feet, 70 feet, and then narrows down to this smaller area. But you can see that immediately it opens up into a larger area behind you.
This is what.
Right.
This is, which direction are we facing, by the way?
Right now, you think that you're facing west.
This is kind of precarious when we come out into a large open area. Let's file out quickly and just form some kind of a line just in case there's something out there that'll see us right away.
Okay.
Troy, can you try to figure out how big this room is that we're going into?
You use new architecture. So.
You're just, well,
I'm up to 2. I can help.
Does she have a bonus?
Yeah, that was a bonus. You really can't tell.
Can
how
I
about you, Morin?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, plus 4. 22.
22, very excellent. You think that the room behind has got to be spacious. It's got to be, well over 40 feet wide.
Room enough to shoot my bow. Let's put it
Don't worry
that
about
way.
the dimensions.
Now, by the way, if you're going to
Once we're done.
be, forming a beachhead or doing whatever else for the other side, what is your double marching order going to be at this juncture?
You mean when we're 2 by 2?
When you're 2 by 2, right? Yes.
Maybe you and Troy are up in front, and then we'll
Yeah.
kind of...
And by the way, your
Yeah,
single
me and
marching
Andrew
order
need that
should
in the
sort of resemble your double marching order should sort of resemble what your single marching order is.
Casino's gonna move to the back with me,
Fine.
Barney's
I'll
gonna be
just
in front of
come up
us,
in front of you and that'll be the...
taking up that whole range.
And the archers will be in the,
Yep. So we are behind the 2 fighters.